Welcome back. In this first video, we'll focus on a core concept that underpins everything you will study and practice in this course community. Whether you go on to work in youth services, aged care, disability support, family services, homelessness, or mental health, your work will always take place within communities. Understanding what community means, how communities form, and why they matter is essential for effective, ethical, and respectful community services practice in Australia. In community services, community is not just a physical place, it's about people and the connections between them. A community forms when people share something meaningful. This could be a shared location, culture, identity, interest, or life experience. For example, a suburban neighborhood is a community, but so is an Aboriginal community, a Vietnamese Australian migrant community, a disability advocacy group, or an online support group for carers of people with dementia. As community services students, it's important to broaden your understanding of community beyond streets and suburbs. Some communities are place-based, such as rural towns, housing estates, or local council areas. However, many communities are formed around shared interests or experiences rather than geography. In Australia, examples include refugee communities, LGBTQIA+ communities, NDIS participant networks, and aged care carer communities. Community workers must recognize that people may belong to multiple communities at the same time and that these communities strongly influence identity, well-being, and help-seeking behavior. It's important not to confuse a team with a community. A team is usually formed to complete specific tasks, for example, staff working together in a homelessness service or community health clinic. A community, on the other hand, is based on belonging, shared identity, and ongoing relationships. For example, workers at a neighborhood house form a team, but the local residents who attend programs, share stories, and support one another form a community. As community services professional, your role often involves working with communities rather than managing them like teams. Community is essential to human well-being. Strong communities reduce isolation, provide emotional and practical support, and promote resilience during difficult times. In Australia, we often see the power of community during crises such as bushfires, floods, or the COVID-19 pandemic, when neighbors check on one another, share resources, and offer informal care. Community services aim to strengthen these connections rather than replace them. Sociologists identify three core characteristics of community. First, there must be a group of people. Second, there is usually a shared locality, which may be physical, such as a town, or social, such as a shared cultural or service space. Third, there is community sentiment, a sense of belonging, trust, and shared identity. Community workers often play a key role in strengthening this sentiment by creating safe spaces, facilitating group activities, and encouraging participation. Communities are generally stable and ongoing, even though individuals may come and go. They are shaped by shared values, cultural practices, traditions, and social norms. For example, migrant resource centers across Australia often organize cultural festivals, language classes, and community meals. These activities help people maintain cultural identity while building connection and belonging in a new country. Recognizing and respecting these cultural practices is central to culturally safe community services work. Australia is one of the most culturally diverse countries in the world, and this diversity is reflected in our communities. Community workers must practice cultural humility, recognizing that different communities have different values, histories, and ways of organizing life. When working with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities, for example, it's essential to understand connection to country, kinship systems, and community leadership structures. Respect and inclusion are not optional, they are ethical foundations of community services practice. Community services do not operate in isolation from the communities they serve. Services such as neighborhood houses, family support agencies, youth centers, and aged care services are embedded within communities and depend on trust, participation, and local knowledge. A community-based approach means listening to community voices, working collaboratively, and building on existing strengths rather than focusing only on problems. To summarize, community is the foundation of community services practice. Understanding how communities form, how they support well-being, and how diversity shapes community life will guide your professional practice throughout this course and beyond. In the next video, we'll move from understanding community to exploring community work, what it is, how it operates, and the role community services professionals play within Australia's welfare system.